What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing a paint correction and ceramic coating on this black Chevy Traverse. If you guys haven't seen the previous episode, I'm going to make sure that I actually link it into the video right now so you guys are able to see my first time actually attempting. I did literally this little section right here. I did that in that video, so I went through my full decon wash, iron remover, clay, everything like that. And if you guys saw that video, I did mention that I did pay for a certification class, and it was $300, and that video was prior, like a week before, and now I'm like a week later, right? So I actually want to go ahead and talk about a few things. We're going to get into ceramic coating in a bit and the paint correction. We're probably just going to do like a one step, and if there's any like hazing or something like that, maybe we'll finish it up with a polish. We're not too sure yet because we kind of want to get this car done before the sun goes down.
It's the next morning. It took us a long time.
All right, guys, so before we get started on the actual hood, I want to talk about the towels I'm going to use to buff off, one for like the coating and stuff like that, ceramic coating, and then two also for the actual compound, right? Because you want to use a different towel for the compound, because more than likely you're going to be throwing away the compound towels because they're just going to, well, not throwing this, sorry, you can still use the compound towels, but I just wouldn't use them again to remove compound, because then it's just going to get hard. It's going to harden up, right? The compound's going to be on the towel, it's going to harden up. Even if you wash it, it might be remnants of it there. So you can still wash it with like your dirty rags, and still use it for like the interior. But when it comes to ceramic coating towels, the leveling towels, you're more than likely going to have to throw those away because it's just not going to absorb anything. They're just going to fall out because it's ceramic coating. So the ceramic coating is going to be on the towel, and those towels are probably going to have to be thrown away, right? So now the ones I'm going to be using, the ones we used in class, because the auto fiber representative was there, the towels we used were like some super plush towel, right? And then I couldn't find it at the detail store. The one I did find, which is a very similar version to it, is the House of Rags. Shout out to the House of Rags, the Freebird. So this is a Freebird 500. They do have the 600 as well. I just didn't get that one, right? It's a little bit more premium, costs a little bit more money, but 500 almost ripped it. But so the towels we used were kind of like this, basically. Oh, there you go. Boom. It comes in a pack of 5, I believe. So we got these really, really plush towels. I don't know if you guys can tell on camera, but they're really, really soft and plush. And this is the towels we used to to wipe off the compound from the car. So yeah, basically some 16 by 16 towels here. Fold them into squares. Maybe do a few panels. Maybe do like the whole hood, door, and then flip to another square. You know what I'm saying? You might need 2 or 3 of these to do the whole car. So this pack of 5 is perfect for me to do the compound part. If you guys want to know the actual, GSM blend and all that, it is 500 GSM. It is edgeless. You guys can see there's no edge or border on it, no tag either. It's 70% polyester, 30% polyamide, so it's 70-30 blend. It's made in Korea, South Korea there, 500 GSM, and it is a 40 by 40 centimeter, but I think it's like a 16 by 16 when it comes to inches. So yeah, shout out to House of Rags. I've definitely bought in some of their stuff before, and yeah, so really great products and towels and microfibers. They got a bunch of the great stuff on there. So we're going to be using the towels, the Freebird 500 for my compound towels, and just because they're soft and plush, because you're going to be wiping a ton, right? You're going to be wiping the panel off so much, and you want to make sure that when you are wiping it off, you're not going to try to put in some really cheap like Costco Kirkland towels, which are great for like interior jobs. When you're doing paint work, you want to have a nice plush towel. It doesn't have to be this exact same one, right? You can go with a little bit cheaper towel. That's like 300. They recommended it from my class, anywhere between like 300 to 500 GSM, and like 70-30 blends when it comes to touching your paint like that, very aggressively, wiping off compound, that kind of thing. Not very aggressive, but you guys get what I'm saying. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be using for that. And we're going to be using the Mr. Everything towels to buff off and level our coating. I know the House of Rags does have the level 1, level 2, or final level, their version of like their method of leveling coating, but I just got the Mr. Everythings because they actually ran out of the level 1 towels at the detail shop. So I was like, let me go ahead and use the Mr. Everythings. I've never used them, but I know a lot of people use them because one of my instructors said a lot of people use the Mr. Everythings for the leveling. So all right, microfibers, I'm done talking about them. Let's get started on actually doing this whole section of the hood, and we'll show you guys before and after, and then we're actually going to polish the left side of the hood as well, and then show you guys a full polished version of the left side versus completely swirled up on the right side. So we're going to go ahead and let's get started. So let's actually, first of all, let's try to show them the paint work. So my brother's going to try to take the camera off the tripod probably, And I'm gonna move the light and then try to get this like the real swirls. And then go down. You guys can see a lot of that swirling. Swirling, scratching, all that stuff, right? It's everywhere. So yeah, we're gonna pretty much do this whole side right here, half the hood, and then half the other hood's gonna be unpolished, uncompounded, whatever. So let's go ahead, uncorrected, right? Or not corrected. So let's go ahead and knock out this side of the hood. Before I actually start with the whole hood, like I said, test spot, right? So again, we're using an Ultra Pro Speed 110 compound by Meguiar's, and we have the maroon pad. So with this car, I feel like it's pretty beat up. It's pretty like, hammered. So we're gonna have to pretty much do a little square here. If I like the result of that, we're gonna go ahead and knock out this little, like kind of like in thirds of a fourth of a half, if that makes any sense. So you guys can see a little bit of a contouring here of the hood, and then the next part has a little contouring of the hood, and the other side has a little contouring of the hood. So I'm gonna do a little square here. If I like the result, we'll wipe it off, buff it off. You guys will see it. If I like the result, I'll do this whole section, and then we'll just do half the hood, and we'll show you guys the results of that. So let's go ahead and prime the pad, and I have something to say about priming the pad, because I asked this question, right? So the one thing they told me, well, a few tips, right? Priming the pad, they said you could do a line, you could do dots, whatever, right, to prime the pad. Go ahead, we're gonna do lines today. You could do line, like I said, line, dot, whatever you want to do. Okay? Now this is what they told me. What some people do, right? You see some people online, whatever. They said it's like some gimmick or something that someone started and everyone started following them, right? Basically what it was is people do this. I'm showing you guys what not to do. That's what they told me. Don't go around and dab around, because now you're leaving stuff and it's gonna dry up and oxidize, or not oxidize, but it's gonna dry up and the compound's not gonna spread as well. So that was a little bit of a tip of what not to do, because that's what they told me. And so now from now on, I'm not doing that. What they recommend is you to do it on low speed. We'll start at 1. Lock it in. And then we're going to turn it all the way up to 4. P4. All right, and then we're gonna buff it off with the Freebird. And I just realized while I was doing it, I was like, let's do a little square, and I dabbed the whole freaking half the hood. So I just was like, all right, let me just at least do the rest of the hood. But yeah, basically don't do what I just did when it comes to like the dabbing on the paint and stuff like that. I mean, right there, it looks pretty solid. We're gonna have to wipe off a little bit, but you want to show a little bit of a close-up. All right, guys, so we just finished off that little section. I went back again because there was like a little line or some streaking going on for some reason. I don't know what that's actually from. It was there on the previous clip. It does look a lot better, so we'll show you guys right now a close-up. So my brother's going to show you real quick, him doing a quick close-up. All right, so if you guys can see here, it definitely looks a lot better than the previous clip. 100% better. Not 100% better. It 100% looks better, but it's not 100% better, but it looks better for sure. But you guys can see that little like streaking right on top of that light, right where the light's at. No, go back. Right there. There's like some, point the camera like down. Yeah, there you go, like that. So you guys can see there's like some little like it looks like it's streaking, like almost like as if you put like some type of paint sealant and it just streaked. And I don't know what it is, but it's really annoying. But it looks better for sure than the previous clip. But we're gonna go ahead and do the whole half of the hood, and then we'll do that. Basically, we'll probably do a door to show you guys, and then yeah. So let me get to work and do the other half of the hood. All right, guys. So we just finished getting half the hood fully cut with the Ultra Speed 110. Sorry, we're gonna follow up with half the hood 210. I know you're supposed to just polish after, but just for like the time's sake, because we're not gonna, again, like I said, we're not gonna film the whole process. We're just gonna do half the hood here, and then maybe a door or something like that, so you guys can see a little bit different angle, because we're kind of top down, but there's no really light on the top. So we're gonna do a door poly with you guys again, and then we'll do the whole car, and then see what it looks like after. It's gonna get dark. It's already getting dark, and I'm kind of scared and nervous to see how long it's gonna take us. So we might come back another day to see the final results out or something. I don't know. But yeah, we're on the Ultra Pro finishing polish, the 210 here. The Ultra Speed compound says it has a 9 out of 10, I guess, extra heavy cut. And this is a 3.5, so it's a low cut. It creates a deep, glossy finish, even on dark and sensitive paints. Finishes down without haze, swirls, or holograms. Easy wipe off, virtually zero dust or nothing like that. So again, we got the black finishing pad by Edgeguard by Buff and Shine. So we're gonna go ahead and wipe this clear real quick, and then we're gonna again do half the hood. Wow, it feels really nice actually. It feels really smooth at least. Now it's not like perfect, but it's like 85% better than the original paint for sure. It's definitely not as, you don't see the holograms and swirls as much. There's still some there, but I'm trying to see if this is gonna be a solution. We'll find out right now. So let's go ahead and knock out. We're gonna put like 5 little drops on there. We're gonna do the top of this hood real quick, and let's see what we can get into, and let's see what we can do. All right, let's see what this looks like. And as I was polishing, I totally forgot a rule that they told me I had to do. And I'm pretty sure some of you guys might have said already in the comments or thought about it, but I didn't put the cable over my shoulder. My teacher would have been so mad at me right there. I just was thinking about it. You gotta put the cable over your shoulder so you're not hitting the car. That's my bad. I definitely messed up. But let's see how this looks. Oh my God, that might have been that was it right there. Oh my God, it's a miracle. Wow. Okay, hold on, let's get. All right, guys, so the micro scratches are definitely gone, right? Can you tell that? Oh my God. Now, it's pissing me off because I'm seeing those streak marks. Please tell me in the comments, why do I have these streak marks? When we finished drying the car, we didn't apply any bead maker, nothing, right? I don't understand why we're getting these. I would have thought with the polish that it would come off. I don't know what that is. I literally don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. But let's go down the hood here. I mean, it looks good. And this is a little bit of the same angle we had before, just with the actual light. Put it on top of the light there. Like, put the camera down like that. Oh my days. But right there we get that streak mark, man. What is that? It's like there was like a ceramic coating or something on there, and we just but I don't know. It's never been ceramic coated. I just don't know what that is. All right, so we did half the hood. It's fully, basically a full 2-step correction. And you guys are gonna be able to see here the before and after. So this is the right side of the hood that hasn't been corrected yet. We're gonna slowly go over to about right around here's right the indentation mark of half the hood. And you can see right there, it's definitely a lot better. Try to pick it up a little bit like that. There you go. So you can see more of the reflection. It's more reflective. It's not as swirl marky. It looks really, really nice. The black really pops on that side. I think if we took it out to the sun right now, you would be able to tell for sure the difference. In the garage with the light kind of on it like this, I mean, right there you can see it's way better. It's like, I'm telling you, it's like a 90% better correction step, but for me, it's just the streaking on that side. I just don't understand. And it's only on the hood. It's not on anything else besides the hood, huh? It's literally only on the hood. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and do probably the door panel, and then we'll show you guys basically the whole car finished. We're finished with the hood. We polished it. So we basically did the 2-step on the hood. I'm pretty satisfied with it besides the streaking. So other than that, we'll move on from it. But today, or not right now, not today, but the next part I want to show you guys is this door, because we've already polished it. As you guys can probably see, can they see it on camera? You able to see it pretty decently? We're right here, you can see like the end of the pad. I didn't go past that. And it's pretty solid for sure, right? Some of that hazing, that oxidation is definitely removed. The black is a little glossier there. You can see the flakes better. It pops more. And that's basically the goal we're trying to do for the whole car. So I'm going to go back with my maroon pad and the compound and go ahead and do the whole door here. That way we can see a real before and after. I'm actually going to follow up where we did. We last left off, right? And I did actually start tape off the door here, all the black trim. Because I didn't do it in the last video, and I definitely messed up right here, but it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's my sister's car. That's why we're practicing, right? Practice makes perfect. So maroon pad and 110 compound. We're gonna do probably this side of the door. Now we can compare it to the right side, and then after that, we're just gonna knock this whole thing out because it's getting late.
All right, guys, so we're back. It's the next morning. It took us a long time, a very long time. And I'm not like 100% satisfied with the results, to be honest. I think we definitely got like 70% scratch removal, defect removal, I guess you want to say. So I would say it looks more like a 1-step correction, not really a full two-step, because you're still going to see some scratches and swirls on there, and especially that streak mark on the hood that we've been mentioning a bunch of times. But overall, I still think I still want to go ahead and ceramic coat it, just because it's way better and it's in a way better state than it was before. It looks way better. The black is really popping now. It's glossier. It feels like a mirror-like finish. Everything looks better for sure. 100%, not 100% better, but it definitely looks better than it did before. So I still want to go ahead and ceramic coat the car. Again, it's my sister's car, so I mean it just looks better. If it was a client's car that asked for a 2-step, then we'd go back with like a different pad and compound combo and try to see if we can get a little more aggressive and try to get down into those deeper scratches, a little bit deeper scratches maybe, to actually go ahead and get a better result. But for today, I think just for us to learn, me and my brother both polishing a full car on our own and ceramic coating a whole car on our own, I just want to go ahead and do the whole process so that way me and him can get more comfortable, so that way when we start doing these and are offering this to our clients for mobile detailing, that we're actually more confident in doing the job. So yeah, that's pretty much what today's video is. It's a whole trial and error thing of like us getting better and getting used to it. So right now we're gonna actually be using the P&S paint surface prep, the panel prep here, so that we were able to remove some of the like compound residue and like oils of the car. So it kind of pulls that out and gets it all cleared and ready for ceramic coating. So the towels we're gonna use for this is not gonna be the Freebird, like the real thick plush one. We're actually gonna be using the Mr. Everything towels by Autofiber, and the reason why we're going to use the Autofiber ones is because it's not as plush. It's a little more plain. What do you call it? Like, it's not as plush, right? So it's a little easier to wipe in and wipe off of the car. So you guys can see right here, it's kind of a more, I'm not sure what the right word is, but it's not as plushy, basically, right? It's still a nice towel. It's 390 GSM. This towel was 500 GSM, so it's a little heavier, but it's a 70-30 blend, and it's gonna be easier for us to just easy to wipe on and off. So we're gonna go ahead and me and my brother are gonna go pretty much go paint surface prep the whole car. Once we're done with that, then we're gonna go ahead and actually start ceramic coating it. The ceramic coating that I haven't mentioned, I might have put in the thumbnail, but I haven't mentioned the ceramic coating that we're gonna be using today, and it's actually gonna be I bought this before I took my training class, so this is not what I'm not authorized installer for this. I'm actually an authorized installer for P&S Stout. So the P&S is ceramic coating, but today we're gonna be using G-Max Graphene Coating Technician's Choice. This is the graphene version. They know they have their other version, but this is the graphene one, and I think the real benefit to graphene over the regular one is that it's a little bit better at preventing water spots. So yeah, so we're gonna go check this out. At the detail shop, I asked kind of questions, and he said is it a black vehicle? And I was like, yeah. He's like, oh, you're going to want to go with the graphene coating. He didn't really mention why, but I was like, all right, I'm going to take your word for it. You work here. You know, I'm taking advice from people that seem like they know what they're doing. So I picked the graphene version for this car. I still think the result is good, but this panel prep, I'm going to show you guys I'm probably going to show you guys half the hood of how I was trained to do it. And then, you know, me and my brother are going to knock out the whole car real quick. So basically, we're going to set this aside here. Let me put this in my pocket. So the panel prep, make sure it's actually on. This is how they taught us in class. You know, you want to get a good little spritz, right? So there you go, boom. And then wipe on and wipe off. You could even spray onto the towel if you wanted to, but I'm just not going to do that today. We're going to get a whole little section here, like a little box, and wipe on right there. And it's basically like it's like an isopropyl alcohol base, so it's kind of smell like it. It kind of smells like Windex to me. But yeah, we're pretty much going to wipe the hood like that, boom, and now that is ready to be ceramic coated. So me and my brother are going to go around the whole car and do this process. So I'll see you guys when it's fully panel prepped and ready for the ceramic coating. All right, guys, so we finally did the paint prep on the whole car. Everything's been paint prepped, and now we have the auto fiber saver applicators for the ceramic coating that we're going to be using today. We're going to be using, like I said, technician's choice, and then we're also going to be using Mr. Everything's for my initial wipe, and then also the buff off wipe. So we're going to have two different towels, same color though. So it's going to be we have to really make sure that we don't mess up. But let's go ahead and crack this coating open. Again, we're going to probably show you guys me ceramic coating like maybe half the hood. I'm going to break it down into fourths, right? So we got our side of the half, and then we're going to break it right down the middle. So we're going to basically do this like rectangle, I guess, and then this bottom rectangle, and then we'll show you guys like a top-down view of what the ceramic coating looks like that's been coated and the side that's not been coated. So yeah, let's get started by priming the pad. The first initial priming of the pad, you're going to want to make sure that you saturate it a little bit more. So make sure they can see this. So we're going to go ahead and make sure that it's really saturated at first. Oh, I just realized there's probably a lid, a seal at the bottom that didn't break open. Yes, there is, of course. Why didn't I think of that? Now we're open. Now we're in business. So you want to give it a good shake. Good shake. Good shake here. Shake it up, shake it up. I was already shaking it earlier too. So, boom, crack it open. I'm going to do it away from the car so I don't actually get any drops on it. So you want to really give it a good saturation on your first one, right? Make sure it's real primed up. Like that should be good enough. And then we're going to get started by drawing our wet line. This is how I was taught. You're going to draw a wet line. Basically what that means is that wherever that first initial line is going to be, it's going to stay wet when you go past it, right? Say like your pad's drying up, you hit over the wet line, and now you're getting that wet line protection there. So I'm going to do this little rectangle like I said. So I'm going to draw my wet line from here down like this, and then go across like that. Boom. Now I got my little wet line there, and now I know where to go. Like that. Boom. Now it has been ceramic coated, and we're going to make sure I hit all the way up here. Like that. Boom. Now we let it flash. I think it says, I don't know what it said. I think it said 1 to 2 minutes, but you can see it's already flashing. If you can try to bring the camera closer so you can see the flashing of it. Can you see like that flashing, that sweating? See that it's like sweating already? So right there is pretty much our cue to know that we can already start wiping this off. We'll give it like another little bit just so it makes sure we're good, but it's, right now, I mean, it looks pretty good. Like we can let it sit here for 1 minute to 3 minutes, it says. And we're in a controlled environment today, so it's not like, you know, raining, or, I mean, it's not raining. It's not like we're out in the sun right now. We're in a decent spot. It's in the morning, so it's not super hot. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and give this a wipe on our first towel. So this towel now is gonna be our buff off, right? So we're gonna basically follow up and you want to overlap kind of what we did. So there we go. Draw it in. This initial wipe, right? You're not going to go super crazy. And then now, this is the tricky part. Boom. That towel is that I flipped it, so that's not hitting the glass. Now this one's our second buff here. You got to give it a little bit more elbow grease, a little bit more. Not go crazy because it does say do not over wipe product on the actual bottle. So boom. That's now been ceramic coated. That little square has been ceramic coated. Then we're going to hit this little square to ceramic coat that. And then, yeah, basically that's going to be the whole half of the hood there. So we're going to basically, let me saturate the pad a little bit more now. So this is the one that we had ceramic coating on it. It's the one that's not on the glass area right now. Right now, it's just right there. So I got my ceramic coating in my pocket again. It'd probably be better to have like a little table or something with you, so you're not having to put stuff on the car. You don't want to put stuff on the car because you don't want to leave ceramic coating on the window and then it's like, whoa, I have that weird spot right there. So now that we have it already saturated a little bit, you might want to put a little bit more drops. You don't have to saturate it because it's already been primed, right? You already primed it the first time. So we're gonna put it right there. We'll put this somewhere for right now so I don't have it in my pocket. And we know we did this little square. So now we're gonna draw another wet line here down to this hood like this. Wet line, square, boom, and then drop it down, come around, and now we're gonna basically fill in overlap just like that. And it has now been ceramic coated, and I already hit that spot. So yeah, we're gonna let it sit there and like, you know, cure onto the surface for a little bit. And then we're gonna make sure we, you know, level it off, and then we're gonna do our second buff. And there you go. We're gonna have half the hood done. Actually a third of it, because I just realized I only went to this little line. So basically a half, right? So let that flash for a little bit. Now this one is the first initial level. We're gonna give it a little bit more, and then we'll just buff it off. Let's go back on here. And you wanna box it all in again. This is what I was told. You want to just box it in. That was like the main thing they were telling us. Box it in. Make sure you don't leave any residue on there because you will leave high spots, like right here. So make sure you wipe that off. And then we're going to get our other towel here. This is our second buff, or the final wipe, you want to call it. And then fill in that box, just so you're not leaving any high spots. And then we should be good to go. Bam. So half the hood is now ceramic coated. Definitely, I mean, it feels smooth because of already we already polished it and all that, right? But yeah, that's basically the steps we're gonna take to do the whole entire car. So we'll show you guys when we're finished. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see, because I'm telling you, the lighting isn't the best in this garage. We do have the 2 lights from Harbor Freight, like I said, but we don't have a top-down viewing light, so you can see half the hood already done. So I still think it looks good. We'll see what it looks like in the sunlight. So yeah, you guys see me doing that. Now we're pretty much, me and my brother are gonna knock off the whole car. We'll take it out into the sunlight, and then you guys are gonna be able to see how good this looks in the sunlight. So we'll be back when we're done. All right, so here we are outside in the sun. And yeah, we're fully ceramic coated, everything besides the hood. We didn't do the hood. That's really basically it. But yeah, everything's ceramic coated. And also besides the trim. The trim is not ceramic coated. I'm probably going to end up using Cerakote trim. It's its restoration and a ceramic coating, so might as well try that out, and it's a really cheap option. And I love the way it looks because I've done it on my dad's car, but I haven't done a full depth review on that yet, but I will do that eventually. But definitely, yeah, I mean, it looks way better. The hood is way better, because before it was like swirling like really bad. It was really, really bad. Again, there was like those little streaks and stuff and minor scratches. So I would consider this like a one-step correction, just because it's not perfect, right? I would say it's like 80-70% there. There's just minor little swirl marks and scratches, but other than that, it still looks really, really nice. And definitely the black is way better. I feel like any light oxidation that was on it was definitely removed. That black's really popping now. In the sunlight, it's really, really nice. The doors look way better, because that back door had a lot of watermarks,
and the doors had a bunch of scratches, so we got that knocked out. And then there's a big scratch right here on the what is this headlight, the mirror, for the your mirror here. That was already there. It's a big scratch. You can't buff that out. And yeah, everything looks way better though, way like more reflective and really really nice. And I'll get some clips up right here too of like before and after of the hood as well as on here, because right here was really really bad. You can see the swirl marks really bad, but now it looks real good. And then now obviously with the technician's choice, I think it says 24 to 48 hours for it to be the initial cure, and then it's 5 to 7 days to reach its full potential cure, where it's actually to its full hardness basically, right? So 5 to 7 days, you can't wash this car, no water, nothing like that on it. So I think overall we're pretty happy with the result. And yeah, so that's pretty much going to be it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you guys want to leave me any tips, definitely let me know. Again, like I said, I think I have to change the pad and the compound to really get down in there. This is a Chevy, so that I know that paint's a little bit harder of a paint. So I'm gonna have to go a little more aggressive next time if I want to do this. And a technician's choice only lasts like 2 years, I think. So it's not gonna last super long amount of time. And yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video. Like and subscribe if you haven't, and see you guys in the next one. Adios.